So I got a little live video for you. Call it a guide or a tutorial or whatever. But did you know you can practice in League of Legends to different efficiencies and different risk factors? So one example of practice that's not considered practice. Let's say, hey, I'm tired of playing with this certain cast of champions in Baron lane. I want to switch to support, but you never played support in your life. Are you A, gonna queue up in ranked and queue up on support queue? B, play the single player mode and not have teammates flame you for dying, and your teammates dying a billion times and you're not able to flame them? C, I lost track of what I said, but I don't know if I said smurfing yet. Or are you gonna smurf and face similar skill level people in support, but the rest of the enemy team is gonna be also low elo, and now you're diminishing your high elo skills to relearn low elo winning tactics? There's benefits and positives to all methods of practicing, or whatever you want to call learning in League. The steep learning curve game where a majority of the players played the game for 10 years and the new players are trolling, according to the community. So I'm just here to give my point of view as somebody who plays the game from whatever I'm capable of understanding. Not to mention I'm a one-trick pony generally. I'll main a champion the whole season, unless they get banned or picked against me. But option 1, queue up in the role on your main account. Cons, you're gonna face a fucking support in your elo. Not your elo of that role, your elo of your rank. That the con is from that is obviously is a harder opponent. You're gonna get punished for your mistakes and not learning the champion. A lot more hard. It's gonna be a lot more punishing to play in your elo and learning something new. The benefit to that is a fast track learning to what mistakes are highly punishable in high elo. You're gonna make so many mistakes, even if there's 100 mistakes to make till you learn one thing. Once you learn that one thing, I guarantee you that 100 mistakes is the less mistakes it would have took you in the 500 low elo games it would have took you to get back to the same elo and skill level of your original role, and the lack of refinement of high elo skill. It depends what you value, honestly. Do you value pub stomping and learning a new champion on even playing field? Or do you like playing on hard mode and getting the ego prestige to give you that little boost of confidence when you play? Because confidence is a part of how you win in this game. Let me explain. If you're not confident, that could be from you never having the confidence or circumstances of how you perceive your gameplay to go a measurement of your confidence. Obviously, if you're good at the game, you're gonna feel more confident. You get a kill, you'll feel more confident. You see nice numbers in the stats, you feel more confident. I need you to stop thinking like that. It's an ego death trap. You're literally depleting your dopamine to enjoy a game, to let all that enjoyment go away when you lose. To have that same dopamine now be sadness. We're not chemically designed to succeed that way. Not many people are. There's the odd, emo that's also productive and also not killing himself. But, that's just a hypothetical person I just mentioned randomly right now. I don't even know if that's a real existence or if it applies to everybody. My point is, we're not here to focus on hypotheticals and what we think of anything. What we're here to establish is a consistent way for me to not get tilted when I lose. So you need to look at losing and win rate differently. From my belief, whether this is right or wrong, the statistic win rate, it's just a measurement of how you win in a team. Whether it be a pub or rank, the win rate measures how many matches you won and gives you a median percentage of how many times you win in a team. It doesn't describe anything along skill. It shouldn't be a metric to explain if a player is better than another player. And you shouldn't use it to, boast and gloat how much of a lower elo someone is than you. In reality, everything under fucking Vanquisher, if you're not playing Legendary Q, is low elo, bro. And in reality, if you're a fucking Master and above getting matched with Master and below, that's because your KDA is fucking butched. Meaning you play a lot of trio and duo Q and you do really well with a coordinated team of very high ranking players, but you don't know how to win when your team is bad. And you will never learn how to win when your team is bad if you keep blaming them for the reason you lost. Let's say you change the way your win condition is measured. You assume you're going to get 3 bad players every match, and you got one player that you can coordinate with and make some plays with, or they can at least exert some of the pressure off of you so you can make something happen on the map. You got to establish that as a reality instead of trying to flame someone into playing better. If someone's bad at the game, they're not going to magically get better. They might get a lucky shutdown, a lucky farm. They might catch up in gold, and that might make not losing more possible. That doesn't mean you're going to win. It doesn't mean you're going to lose. It does mean somebody's going to win. It doesn't mean somebody's going to lose. And if you're here worried about your teammate losing before the team lost, that's just 20% of you winning, effort winning, being irrelevant. Let's say you're already neglecting the 20% effort that the bad player is playing. Let's say it's a 0-10 Tryndamere. You're looking at him trolling, dying a million times, instead of finding a way to utilize how he plays. Let's say he fed the enemy Baron laner. Let's say the enemy Baron laner is a tank. Malphite, building tank items that can't one-shot nobody. Just a meat shield. What is a 10-0 Malphite gonna do when there's only inhibitors left? And we're all team fighting. He's gonna release ult and blow up in one shot? Like, you know what I'm saying? It has to be a highly fortunate scenario for his ult to knock up 5 people, and he could get perfect value from him being that fed. His perfect value for being 10-0 is not equivalent to a kill that's 0-10, and all of a sudden she's 3-10, and her 3 kills is all shutdown golds. And now she's at equivalent experience as the most fed player with a 3-10 KDA, and the most fed player on the enemy team is 22 and 0, and the rest of the enemy team has less than 9k gold each. And the average median of gold on your team is way higher than the average median. And that metric of gold lead gets further amplified when there's only one really good player on the enemy team. If there's a hyper carry on the enemy team, hogging all the resources on the enemy team, then maybe all you gotta do is shut down the hyper carry and the enemy team is no threat. But if you're here trying to force your win condition to work, even though you establish is your win condition and not the team's win condition, then you just playing to your 20%. But if you play with the premise that you got a whole team and take the 100% that they offer, whether the nigga go on 0-10 or not, and you find ways to utilize bad teammates, because there is a way. Only bad players complain about being stuck in elo because of MMR and matchmaking. High elo players, they complain about matchmaking, and they're still the highest ranks. How the fuck does that work? Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of inflated elo players due to how Wild Rift specifically handles their ranking. They let you rank up. It's not based on your skill. It's based on your win rate. It's based on how well you do with a team of randoms or whatever you decide to take advantage of. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you playing solo queue, that's a handicap. It's a handicap with no benefit. It's like picking hard mode and the loot's all the same. Then the nigga play easy mode, he get all the same achievements. All you get for beating him for hard mode is a save slot. A save slot that said you beat the game on hard mode after dying a billion times. While the guy that got it on easy, you know, he's looking way more successful than you just cause he got more consistent success. But in reality, a hard fought victory or learning how to carry by yourself without letting ulterior factors affect you, or to better word it, knowing that negative factors are going to affect what you think is going to happen in the match, whether you want to win or not. If it's going to affect what's going to happen in the match, that means there's a possibility that the enemy team could be fed. Then all of a sudden their hyper carry gets DDoS by Iraq. Now he disconnected. Now the enemy hyper carry is standing at Scuttle Crab, no vision there, and the hyper scaling jungler that was struggling the whole match, that missed 3 objectives, that you were flaming the whole match, that's not over yet, killed that hyper fed jungler. Free gold in an unforeseen circumstance, which is highly unlikely, but highly unlikely is not impossible. You forfeit, that's 100% a loss, bro. You give up, that's 100% loss of your effort. That's 20% less effort your team is getting from that 100%. Now, the 100% your team can offer includes the negative score you have. So your team at 100% literally isn't as good as the enemy team at 100%. Mind you, it's skill-based matchmaking. They got the same amount of bad players on their team as they got good players. It's all about who knows how to get carried and who knows how to be a carry. And when you establish who's capable of doing that and what's the win condition, because sometimes the win condition could be, all right, carry, don't die until this certain minute mark. Let me be aggressive and die until the 13-minute mark. Now that the over ego inflated 10-0 Darius is falling off at 15 minutes or whatever time he falls off, we can all converge on him and share some gold and experience. And now that their team don't got the juggernaut boss to kill everybody, we could pick off their weaker ones and get whatever we want on the map, resources we want on the map for 45 seconds or however long until the team spawns. You gotta utilize your weaknesses, bro. Because you could, obviously a weakness or a mistake or even a bad decision that you made yourself, you could sit there and be like, damn, I made a bad decision. My game is over. My lane is lost. But you don't know how that lane is going to go. You don't know if the enemy knows how to punish you for being bad. And vice versa. You don't know when you unintentionally win the lane. Let's say you died 3 times to the enemy Gnar. Now he's cocky. He got a little lead on you. He's 2k ahead of gold on you. Now he's going around trying to kill everybody. He killed your bot lane flaming you because he's fed. Long story short, it's 5 minutes in the match. The Gnar roaming, trying to get kills because he think he still got that same power creep from when that he had that lead on me. Meanwhile, my whole team was farming. I'm farming. And we all even in gold. The score is 20-10. We even in gold. Who's winning, bro? The team that wins, bro. So stop fucking giving up. Especially if you're bad at math, bro. Humans are naturally impulsive. Humans naturally make mistakes. And the way you win league is punishing mistakes. You calling your teammate a bot, in reality, one, it's false. Riot has really good coding into their AI. They can make a bot look really bad, and all it's doing is baiting and reading your tactics to feed it to the other bots on the team, and now they're converging on you. Now when you're 10-0 in your little bot lobby, you're going to chase the Soraka support. She's going to be 1 HP, and all of a sudden, you ignite her, and somehow you think you got the kill, leave her alone. You realize she don't die, so you chase her to try and one-shot her to see if she's recalling.
and the whole team converge on you, and they got a free shutdown on you, the most fed person. Same thing could happen for the enemy team, bro. Make it happen. League is about initiators and closers and supports. There's roles, bro. Every role character got a unique niche. There's even different tactics and mentalities that allow you to enjoy and find different metrics of success. If you use win rate as a metric of success, that's fine. But just know you're measuring your success in winning in a team, not your success in carrying. You want to measure carrying, you could carry a match and still lose. That's what they got the SVP for. You know what I'm saying? I would be upset if I'm one of those high, like, stat players and my win rate is 35% too. But in reality, that just means I'm good enough to carry bad games, but I don't know how to carry a bad team against evenly matched players. Because you only stuck with that team for that game, bro. You can't trade no players that game. You can't be like, oh, my first round pick isn't working. Let's sign someone else. It's not the NBA. It's not a sports team, bro. You stuck with that teammate for the rest of the match. You could sit here and act shady towards your teammate, or you could try and communicate a game plan. One of my tactics as a lower skill player is literally explaining how I play. For example, I'm running Urgot a lot of the times. I'm going to let my team know. Urgot's a jack of all trades. He's not good at tanking. He's not good at damaging. He's not good at anything. But he does everything. So I'm going to find the time to utilize each strength when they're stronger. For example, I see that everybody's fucking team fighting, grouping up, is 4v5s all the time. I'm going to split push. I don't feel I'm going to be viable to the team fight unless I'm ahead. I'm going to split push, steal enemy jungle, make sure there's pressure on another side of the map for my team to teamwork together and get something themselves. There's no point for the whole team dying, and now the whole enemy team could push their own respective waves. That makes no sense to me. Like, I'd rather die making a bold, aggressive decision and shift tempo and shift lanes and have somebody responding to something, make them react, than having them control the map. That's just more comfortable for me. It makes my losses feel like they're losses and not my team. I only worry about why I lost, not, oh, my team made me lose it. All right, let's say your team did make you lose. Who's feeling your loss more, your team or you? I know it's a simple, confusing question. It's very simple. Who's feeling the loss more? The team that lost or you on the team that lost? You can ask that question to each one of those players on the team. I guarantee you all the answers are going to be different or the same, or say the same answer in a different way. And they all going to be right. Because in reality, I lost because I think my teammate didn't do this. But I also am on that team. A team is about cohesion. If my teammate ain't cohesive with me, I'm not cohesive with him. Y'all both are negative to 60. You could be 50-0. But what's 50-0 gonna do to a team of a well-oiled machine of a team? A good comp. Or a team with a purpose. Because I've seen all types of comps win. That's another thing. People be throwing their game in pre-selection. You see somebody pick Soraka jungle. Why are you going to get mad and upset that you lost the game already? If you know it's going to be a loss already, use it as a time to limit test and do some weird, unconventional tactic yourself that you feel is going to be powerful. Use it as a time to fucking smurf on your main. You already considered it a loss, right? Make the loss enjoyable. Make it a chance to win. Make it a chance to be a loss that turned into a win. You know how many times I surprised people, good or bad, by picking Urgot in every role? I recently picked up Urgot probably a week or two ago. I have 222 games with that nigga. I never picked up Urgot before. You wanna know why I picked him up? Because I was in Aurelion Soul one trick and I didn't realize my happiest time playing League of Legends is when I had good games with underrated characters. I didn't know about metas and tactics that are required to win in a multiplayer game. Like, I always felt like everything is viable. It's all about skill. So I picked up Aurelion Soul not knowing he was one of the least picked characters pre-rework, obviously. When they turned him into Lux, I was upset. But pre-rework Aurelion Soul had a very niche. It's simple to understand what his role was as a character, but there's so many ways you could express it to a strong. It has a high ceiling of damage and impact with low punishment value, if that makes any sense. My win rate with Aurelion Soul pre-rework was 67%. 500 games. Never reached past Diamond. That shit made no sense to me. You wanna know why? Cause every match, everybody complaining about Aurelion Soul. If I pre-pick Aurelion Soul mid, niggas on my team would ban Aurelion Soul. Just cause it's a non-champ in that elo, in their opinion. So just cause you have a established view of what's successful, which is just your opinion or what you decided, whatever content creators is a valuable opinion, you think that's the end all be all to a fucking game? You must be out of your mind. I get it, you playing ranked, but you're not in an org, you're not a professional player, you're not getting paid for that match, bro. If you're not getting paid for that match, what the fuck you getting upset for losing for and blaming other people, bro? It's your loss, bro. You can't take another nigga loss and double lose. Their win rate isn't added to yours. Their MMR isn't affecting who you matching up with. That's another thing. They say, oh, Riot keeps matching me with bad teammates. Riot keeps matching me with bad teammates. 90% of the players in playing League are bad. The good players don't play enough. A lot of the good players only play scrims against other orgs professionally. The highest skill level players, you know, they don't show up in the rankings for a simple reason that League punishes solo skill expression. They want you to socially express your skill throughout all elos. What I mean by that is they have protections on people who queue up duo, trio, quad queue. Your loss is less relevant just because you have a low elo friend that you want to play with. I don't know if it's the same for League PC, but it's literally a handicap on solo queue, meaning you gotta come with the realization and acceptance that solo queue is harder, bro. Solo queue is more precedent. That's why legendary queue is a more prestigious and less populated rank pool. It's not that there's not enough people playing legendary queue, there's just not enough good people playing League. There's a whole bunch of bad players that play League a lot. That doesn't make you better at the game, bro. You could practice something a billion times, but if there's no utility or use for it, what the fuck is the point? You could try to use a hammer as a pen all you want, but if no ink come out, it's just an imaginary hammer. Transgendered as a fucking pen. Like, I get it. The hammer got a right to think it's a pen. It could think it's a pen. But I'll be highly upset if I'm in a writing contest, everybody else get pens, and I get hammer pen. And I gotta treat it like I'm on an equal playing field. Sometimes the playing field ain't equal. Adapt, bro. Don't let losing be your determining emotion. You lose, you lose. You win, you win. At the end of the day, when you win, how you think the enemy team feel? You don't think they'd be like, oh, your champion you're using is bullshit. You're using some easy champ. Oh, you meta abuser. Oh, your team stacking. Oh, you got a better matchup because my team sucks. Like, you don't think they saying the same thing when they lose to you? It's a lot easier to remember when you lose, bro. It's a lot harder to remember when you get carried. It's a lot harder to remember and admit when you had a bad game. It's real easy to point the finger when you don't want to admit you have a bad game. It's a lot easier to say, hey, we lost because the team is bad, than taking the blame yourself. The best player I queued up with, bro, the best player I ever played with, bro, it was an ADC. He noticed I picked support. I had smite. And I let him know, man, you can be upset that I'm bad at the game, or you can try to win with my bad talent. And this is the first time the ADC main. He first picked Draven, by the way, but he switched to Ezra after I told him what my tactic was. He switched from Draven smartly and said, that's fine. I know how to play safe and with bad players and trolls. He accepted that one of his teammates is going to have a skill gap or an unorthodox method of what they deem as a winning condition. So when you see somebody lock in a character that you're really unsure of in that role, don't let that determine your game plan. You could let it be information in your game plan, but don't let it deter you from winning, bro. You sitting here thinking about how you're going to lose already just because your support decided to pick Veigar and he's going to steal last hits from the ADC. Now the ADC support is complaining all day and bot lane 0 and 10 minutes in. You could complain about that. And you can make leads in other parts of the lane. You could lane swap. You could literally fucking just push lanes with the duo lane, bro, and fucking share the gold with the fucking feeding losers. In reality, you could use them as an extra minion, a ward, distraction, tactics, nigga. Like, be smart, bro. You see a troll on your team, bro? Don't use it as a negative. Turn that negative into a positive, bro. There's a pattern to trolls, bro. They die a lot, right? You know what happens when players die a lot on the opposite team? Niggas get thirsty. They're like, oh, look at the ATM. Look at the ATM with no credit card requests. You use that shit as a trap, bro. You see your Tryndamere is about to spawn in 15 minutes. You know he gonna run it down the mid? Alright, bet. I'm gonna go down mid. Let them think they got the Tryndamere easy. They might kill him. He's worth 50 gold. But it took them all their spell cooldowns to kill the Tryndamere. Now I got a chance to capitalize on my little open window. It's a little small window of opportunity. But if I succeed, the reward is a W. Because their hyper carry is dead. Because he wanted to chase a 0 and 20 character. Mathematics is cool, bro. You could change your sum just by changing the formula, bro. Yeah, a loser on your team might affect your ability to win or your chances of winning. But that's all it's doing, is it's affecting your chances of winning. It doesn't say, oh, you're going to lose because you got a troll on your team. Oh, you're going to win because you got all good players on your team. You could have a player of all the all-star roles. You could have Tyler 1, auto-filling every position. 5 Tyler 1s. You put him up against a team that's trying to win and learn how to work with each other. I guarantee you the team that's trying to communicate and establish a plan and a way to win together is going to beat the nigga with one-track mind getting mad at him KSing himself. Oh my God, my support ignited the enemy to help me kill them. And the ignite got the last hit. I'm going to quit now. My support is kill stealing me. Does that make sense? This shit crazy, bro.